What's going on, guys? I am here with Kris Moutinho. What's going on, Chris? I appreciate you taking the time, brother.
Oh man, thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, we had a few scheduling mishaps, but we made it happen.
Yeah.
Jumping right into things, I just have to ask, man. I've been waiting to ask you, what inspires the hair? Because you had the green, you had the red, you had a few different colors. What's going on with the hair, brother?
That was like some COVID boredom. You know what I
Your
mean?
COVID boredom?
Yeah, it's just some boredom when COVID happened. I didn't really have anything to do. It was when I was young, I was dyeing my hair and stuff. My mom was a hairdresser most of my life, so she was just doing crazy stuff. So I figured I'd bring it back. I'm all done with that now, but it was a cool little time just to just do something different, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna ask actually if you had a color coming up next, but no, it looks like we're not doing that anymore.
Uh,
But I guess coming from the hair and then actually I did a little bit into your background. Looks like you worked at a paint factory, you're doing a lot of that stuff. Going from there to being on such a huge card, UFC 264, obviously a lot of ups and downs through your fight career. What made you make the jump from working at the paint factory to MMA, just going full steam ahead?
it felt like it was just that time. You know what I mean? When that was going on, I had a good little buzz going. I had a couple wins, couple finishes, and I was getting told I was close to the call up. You know what I mean? I was close to the contender series. We had a fight booked for the end of the year, and I was figuring like maybe at one more I get a contender series shot. So I figured I would just dive in and give it a full go. And then again, everything that happened in the UFC, got made a little bit of money, did a little time there. Didn't work for a while. I ended up back at the paint factory for a couple years. Got back to the UFC. I'm out of there now. Looking to become a trying to get on the police force, be a police officer while I'm still trying to fight back in the UFC and do my thing. But yeah, man, it was just the time, you know what I mean? Timing is everything, and you gotta go with how you feel, you know.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. Talk about timing. I mean, they have to call you Chris the Killer because every fight it seems like you take in the UFC, it's on short notice. I mean, I have to give you a ton of respect for that, bro. I mean, Sean was on short notice. Wellmaker, I think, was on short notice. I mean, it's crazy, bro. It's admirable. But do you think you go into fights a little bit differently being on short notice? Obviously, you don't have a full camp, or what does the process look like? Because you can't really study film in 10 days. I mean, you can, but you know.
Yeah, it's kind of it's just you just go and you do what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? I wish I performed better in these things. I don't know what I got to do to get in. We're trying to dial it in, trying to figure it out if it's a mental thing or if it's not or whatever the deal is. You know what I mean? I'm fighting the best guys in the world. Regardless,
Yeah.
I mean these guys are the best guys in the world for a reason. UFC it makes it is a different atmosphere than anything else you're gonna have on the MMA scene. Normally I'm pretty calm. I'm pretty focused. You get in there in front of those lights, in front of everything, it becomes a whole different monster. So I don't know. If it's the short notice thing or if it's just a mental lapse I gotta address and try to figure out. Man, I got a sports psychologist I'm talking to. I got a lot of things I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to stay focused, stay dialed in, and keep training, keep competing, and hope we'll get the next one. You know.
Yeah, bro. And that's what I think that's the crazy part of it too, right? When you're taking short notice fights with these guys, you're not fighting cans. I mean, you're fighting Wellmaker's up and comer. Sean, I mean, now as a former champ, I mean, these guys are top level guys that the UFC is just feeding you. You're taking the call and you're standing in front of these dudes. It's badass and it's admirable.
I appreciate that, but regardless, man, there's no cans. No,
No,
no.
no cans. But you know what I mean? Like these are like top level guys, not cans. I don't mean that by any means, but more these are guys that are all, within contention. They're all, top, up and coming contenders.
For sure, for sure. I just mean I wasn't saying it like you were saying anything bad, man. I was just saying like that could have happened to any. I could have been in there with anybody, and that could have still happened. You know what I mean? These guys in the UFC, everybody's high level. Even the guys that aren't in the top 15, you hear about, and like you got the Basharas, you got all. I'm in the one of the best divisions in the UFC. You know what I
For
mean?
sure. One of the most competitive.
Yeah, 145, 135, maybe you have arguments, but we're one of the deepest throughout all of MMA. So it's it's gonna be a tough go. I gotta figure out what I gotta do to give myself the best chance and go out there and execute, you know.
For sure, man. And obviously, talking about all these the short notice fights, the headlining fights, the big fights. Obviously, coming off a 5 fight win streak to fight Wellmaker, what would you say is the most defining moment in your career for you, at least, whether good or bad, or what would you say, would be the most defining moment?
Oh, obviously it's the one fight that everybody knows me for, you know what I mean?
Sean won.
The Sean one probably was the one that showed me that again, I got my ass kicked, but it was like it showed me that I was in there, and I'm not gonna be able to be easily pushed over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can handle myself in these situations, in these stressful situations. I just gotta be smart in them, do the things I'm supposed to do in them, and just do it. I know I can. I know I'm good enough to do it. I just gotta be able to, like I said, dial it in and figure out what's holding me back. You know what I mean? I know I have the skill set. I've seen who I compete with. I've competed with top five level UFC fighters. I trained with all the best, some of the best guys in the world. So I know what I'm capable of. It's just now it's time to show the world what I'm capable of.
Absolutely, bro. And it takes a ton of heart to do something like that. You know what I mean? Coming into that fight, Sean was arguably one of the biggest up and coming names in the UFC at the time, right? Obviously, you're fighting on that card under Conor McGregor, the biggest name in the game. And to see how that fight went out and still have as much heart as you did, and you were still, pounding with Sean is not an easy guy to stand in front of. You know what I mean? And for you to fight the way that you did and to push through everything, it's awesome. But yeah, bro, obviously going through the ups and downs in your career and everything like that. You talked about an interview a while ago about, kind of struggling a little bit mentally. What kind of pulled you out of that place? Because you had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things to think about coming off your fights. What kind of pulled you out of that spot?
Um, Again, there was a lot of things. My conversion with God, you know what I mean? God was a big part of that. Seeing where his light, what he's given me, all the good things he's given me, all the bad things he's given me, everything was for a reason to make me who I am and to give me the people that are that are allowing me to be the man I am today. You know what I mean? The team I'm with, the girl I'm with, the people around me, who I got, the family I got birth to. You know what I mean? This is all things that God blessed me with. I have a great family. I have great friends. I have a great team behind me. You know what I mean? Tyson, my coach is over at Uppercuts Boxing Club. All these places that I train and I enjoy everything that God has given me. That was it, man. Put the girl that I'm with now in my life, and she changed my life. You know what I mean? Completely, and took me from a place that I was in a really bad spot. I was in a really bad spot. I was looking, like I've said it multiple times. I was looking at my life. I was looking to do a lot of different things, and it made me really rethink a lot of different things. When I met her, and when I started to change some of the ways I lived, and it made me a better person. I went on that 5 fight win streak, went on a good tear, was doing the right things, everything was going well, and then he allowed me to get back to the UFC. Again, I didn't make the most of that chance, but again, he's given me another chance to go out there and do it again, probably at the end of the year at some point. So I'm very excited, and I'm eager to go out there and let my hands go.
Amen, brother. Absolutely. Now, saying towards the end of the year, do you have any names in mind, or pretty much whoever the UFC puts in front of you?
Yeah, they just offered me somebody for September a little bit sooner than we wanted to go. Obviously, I got knocked out that last fight pretty good, so we haven't really been getting in the head too much. And I've been doing a lot of grappling, a lot of wrestling, and a lot of stuff like that, but not really been getting any contact. So we wanted to wait a little bit longer, probably October, November, something like that. So yeah, I don't no real names yet, and hopefully it's we'll figure something out when it gets a little bit closer.
Absolutely, brother. Now, how is because you've had this would be your second stint in the UFC. How's your relationship with like Dana and Hunter and everyone over there? Is it kind of wishy-washy, or were there like some bumps in the road, or you guys are good?
I don't really necessarily have a relationship with them. I don't really know any of them. I never had really a conversation with them. Again, my manager does all that. He talks to them. He
That's
does all
true.
that kind of stuff. So I don't really know them. Again, I don't know if they like me, don't like me. I don't really worry about that. I'm every time I've competed, I've made weight. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. Again, didn't perform yet. Didn't show them what I know I can show, but I've done my job every time, so I don't see what issues anybody could have with me. You know what I mean? I come in 10 days, 20 days, a whole camp. I make weight. It doesn't matter how much time. You know what I mean? They have other guys that have 3 months to make weight for a fight and miss weight. You know what I mean? So I've done everything I was supposed to do as a fighter and as a professional. And again, I'm gonna continue to do that. Hopefully, I go out there and I win, and I can continue working for this amazing company and showing everybody that I truly do belong here.
Absolutely, bro. And that's one thing that I guess you never think about, right? Is obviously on 10 days notice, everyone thinks about how the fight's going to go, how you're preparing for the fight. But even making weight on a 10-day notice, that can't be easy. And like you said, some guys they have 2, 3 months and they come in, even if it's 3, 4 pounds overweight. I mean, you had all these months and you're making weight consistently every time on short notice. You're talking less than 2 weeks to cut. I don't know what you walk around at, but it can't be easy.
Yeah, I walk around at like about 160 pounds, so it's a 25 pounds to lose. And it's not really a like 5 pound cut. I get it down to within 10 pounds and then I cut that, you know what I mean? So it's not the worst. I'm not the biggest guy at 135. I'm not that worried. It's never really super difficult when you have the wonderful team over at the nutritionists in the UFC help makes it pretty doable. But again, it's like you were saying, what you're really thinking about in the last when you have 10 days to get ready for a fight. It's really I'm not getting ready for a fight. You know what I mean? I'm just cutting weight.
Mm.
The only thing I'm doing that last time to get ready for it was like every day I got to do this, run, this, do this, do this. I got to just make this weight, and that's the only thing I'm thinking about for the 9 days before the fight. You know what I mean? So I just had to make weight because I know if I miss weight, then I don't get another chance. I'm done if I don't miss weight. If I miss weight, so yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna like about having a full camp. I can actually focus on getting ready for a fight, training, getting dialing in, and getting my mind into the warrior mode that I know I need to be in order to do the things I need to do. So yeah, man, I'm just excited. End of the year, get my hand raised and put hands to somebody's face.
Can't wait to see it, brother. Yeah, so and this is a little bit of a weird question, but when you get ready for a fight or when you arrive for fight week, do you get there a week early or 2 weeks early? Because I noticed Khalil Roundtree, he gets there, I think when he was fighting Jamal Hill in Baku, he got there like 2.5 weeks early. Do you get there that early usually? I mean, it's tough on shorter notice, but how long do you try to get there before the fight? Because the water retention from the plane.
They usually just bring you out the Tuesday before. You know what I mean? So it's about
Really?
yeah, it's like probably like 5 or 6 days before, 4 or 5 days before, 3 or 4, something like that. It's like Tuesday or Monday before the fight.
Man, that's
But
crazy.
I think it would be different depending on the elevation or something like that. If I was going somewhere like realistically, Vegas ain't too elevated, and like if I'm fighting a place similar to my where I live, like if I was going to like Mexico City or something big in a fight, I would go out there a little early, get acclimated and all that kind of stuff. But realistically, it's like not much different fighting here, fighting in Vegas, or fighting any of the other places. As long as the elevation's the same and it's not too crazy, I'm not worried about going there early or going there a little later.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's interesting. But I guess going back to the UFC and more specifically, the Ultimate Fighter, obviously you made a post a few years ago when it was supposed to be the McGregor Chandler Ultimate Fighter, and you got ready and everything was good. And the day they started filming, you realized you weren't in it. What kind of happened with that? Because I didn't really hear much past that.
Yeah, then it wasn't like a big. thing to talk about. It was actually a blessing that it didn't end up going through. But yeah, I was out there for probably about a week and a half. I was telling my manager the whole time I was going to be on the show. So they bring a bunch of people out there. They put them in the thing. You do a bunch of interviews and stuff like that, and you do like all the reality television thing. So I'm out there for a week, sitting in a hotel room, like not really doing anything, not really training super hard, not being able to do half the things while you're getting ready to go fight in a TV show. And then the day that they did all this stuff. They're picking the people that are going to be on the show. They told me I was going to be on the show, and then the producer comes into my room and tells me, "Yeah, you're going to be an alternate." And they were like, "You can stay out here for a couple of days, and if somebody falls out, you can come on the show. But if nobody falls out, then we'll just fly you home." I was like, "Just fly me home now.
Hmm.
I'm not really trying to sit out here in a hotel anymore." And then we just booked a flight right away, and then it got me on my my run I went on to get back. It was a better route. Again, I hadn't fought since getting kicked out of the getting let go from the UFC. Probably wouldn't have been the best show for me. The start of
Almost a blessing in disguise.
coming, didn't get any wasn't just started training super hard again, just started doing everything. So it was good. Blessing in disguise. God is never wrong. God always puts you in the places you need to be. So it was cool.
Amen.
Get me back on the bike and get me hungry again, and then get back on my run. And I'm back in the UFC. Happy to be here.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, and with everything you've been through, I mean, obviously, mentally, spiritually, do you look at fights any differently since kind of taking yourself out of that position? Because that's not an easy hole to come out of, right? And you did it, and you're still here. You're still kicking ass. Everyone online's got a ton of respect for you. Is there a different mindset going into your fights, given what you've been through?
Like, and that sounds bad, but like it's like I don't care about this as much
Mhm.
anymore. You know what I mean? Like I put used to put so much pressure on myself, and I really wanted this so bad. But I'm an older man now. I'm 30. I'm turning 32, 33. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's really not even like the only thing. It's not the only thing I need anymore. It's not the only thing I want. You know what I mean? I'm at the point in my life where been with my girl for a couple of years now. I want to have a family in a few years. You know what I mean? Looking at buying a house or getting a real stable job and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? I've just this is all bonus time. You know what I mean? I'm still young. I'm still fit. I'm still able to do this. I can still compete against high level guys. I can still do the thing that when I was younger that I wanted to do my whole life. You know what I mean? So I'm still here. I'm happy to be able to do it. I'm blessed to be able to do it. I can like a lot of people have that I know that people used to talk shit to me saying I couldn't do shit couldn't do half the things I've done. You know what I mean? Couldn't be where I am. I've lapped most of these guys that used to talk shit about me. You know what I mean? I've been in the UFC twice. Some of these guys never been there once. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's just a blessing. Life is crazy. You know what I mean? All these people talking shit to me, man. I made it here. I made it to the best division, the best sport in one of the best divisions
One of
in
the yeah most competitive divisions.
and I'm coming for everybody. So it's just funny, man. It's a funny life, you know what I mean. I've done so much, and I'm just having a blast doing it now. And when I got here the first time, it was actually like the worst time of my life. You know what I mean? It was like I put so much pressure on myself. I cared so much. I was like didn't want to fight because I was like, what if I lose? What if I this? What if I do that? Like I just kind of wanted to just sit there and like my manager would offer me fights, and I'll be like, I don't really want to do it. Because I'm like, I don't want to. I didn't want to even test myself, and that's not what I started this for. You know what I mean? When I first got into this when I was young, I fought everybody. Didn't matter what weight class it was. Didn't matter how big they were, how many wins they had. I was trying to fight my first professional fight. I was trying to fight 10-0 guys just to show who I was. You know what I mean? And this is like I'm trying to not compare myself to myself back then because I would kill the guy that was that guy. But I'm like trying to be just enjoy this again. You know what I mean? And trying to just go and test myself again. And like, and I don't care wins and losses at the end of the day is what it is. I just want to go out there and put a good account for myself every time I go out there and know that I've been tested against some of the best guys in the world.
Absolutely, bro. Now, with that, you think? You think you have a better mindset? Like you enjoy camp more, you enjoy training, you enjoy, because obviously you're talking about having a fight towards the end of the year. I feel like that outlook and that perspective on it has to give you a better sense of enjoying training. You know what I mean? And everything obviously is in God's timing. And, it's almost like God's trying to teach you a lesson, right? You know what I mean? We're here in this position now, and now you're maybe enjoying training a little bit more. You're looking forward to your fights, or what does that kind of look like now?
It's more free. I'm just more
Mhm.
free, more
No,
free.
not as much pressure, right?
Yeah, no pressure. Just my soul is lighter. You know what I mean? I'm going here. I'm teaching a lot. I'm doing things that I want to do. I'm going to the gym because I want to go to the gym. For a while there, it was just like I was forcing myself to go to the gym. Now I'm like, I'm blessed to go to the gym. I have the opportunity to go to the gym. I got great teammates, good guys that are pushing me every day, that are beating my ass, and I just feel good. I just feel good when I'm there, man, getting to do it. And if I can compete with some of these young guys and show that I still have what I know I have, and just it keeps me young. Keeps me moving, dude.
Definitely, bro. And that's one thing I've noticed too with your fights is coming off of that 5 fight win streak. I think every single one of those fights were finishes, if I'm not mistaken. So, when you go to fight, are you going there to take someone's head off? Are you going there like just to win? I mean, because some guys play it safe. I know you don't play it safe. You go balls to the wall. Going into a fight, is that something you think about, or you just kind of go at the moment?
Yeah, again, I'm gonna get finished, or I'm gonna finish somebody for the most part. You see my career, you know what I mean. I'm going out on my shield. Or I'm going and taking somebody's head home with me. You know what I mean. There's no point. We don't get paid for, like they say it all the time. We don't get paid for by the minute. You know what I mean. We go out there and we do it. I don't get paid by the round. I want the finish as early as I can get it, and if I can get it quick, great. If I can't, I'll keep fighting. I don't get tired. You know what I mean? I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push the whole time. I keep a good pace. I bring pressure. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm either winning by finish or I'm getting knocked out. So um, yeah, man. The only way to do it, the only way we get paid in this thing is by finishing guys. They don't care about decisions anymore. We don't care about how good the guy looks. They want finishes. The UFC wants exciting fights, and again, that's what I want. I want to get paid.
Exactly. They want exciting fights. They want exciting fighters. That's why you're still here. We're getting fight news from you soon, brother. I can't wait. I appreciate you taking the time. I know we had our schedules, a lot of things going on. I really appreciate you taking the time, brother. I can't wait to see you fight again. But yeah, brother, great speaking with you. God bless. And yeah, we'll catch up soon, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. You got it. Have a great one.
You too, bro.